Good morning. I know that sometimes during the holidays it's pretty tough to not lose our temper. I have a story about that in just a minute. Yesterday I had to go up to the Dollar General in my local hometown to pick up some Christmas cards and some tape to wrap some presents. And while I was there was a man in front of me in line, and he was purchasing a couple of packs of Red Hot candy. Well, as he got up to the line to pay for his stuff, the young lady behind the counter getting ready to ring up his merchandise, she sneezed or coughed or did something like that. Well, this gentleman, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know if he was in a bad mood or if he'd had a bad day or what the problem truly was, but he began berating her and basically yelling at her, the fact that he didn't want her to sneeze all over his stuff, and he was just talking awful to her. Finally, he asked her how much the items were, and she didn't know, of course, until she rang them up. He didn't want her to touch them, like she was some unclean beast or something. And so he finally threw down some money and said, "I know that'll be enough to pay for it," and he stormed out of the store, made a terrible spectacle. And the look on her face was just awful, and I felt really terrible for her. Well, my first inclination was to kind of feel a little bit angry, you know. I think I made the comment to another lady in line who was as aghast at this as I was, who said, I said, "Now, down south, where I'm originally from, you act like that gets you socked in the nose." And everybody kind of had a little chuckle about that. Now, I'm not advocating violence, and I certainly wouldn't want to sock this guy in the nose, but I think he did need a wake-up call. Sometimes when we go out and we're trying to purchase stuff during this holiday season, everybody's stressed out, and I think behaving this way is just not the way to go. I wasn't sure what to do to make it better, but I told this young lady that I was sorry that happened, and that I would go over and try to find the Red Hots that were hanging on the rack in the aisle so that I could get the price for her so she could ring it up. So I rang my stuff up and I went and found the Red Hots, and she thanked me, and then I wished her a Merry Christmas. Sometimes, folks, you know, when we're out, we need to know how to behave ourselves. And sometimes the stress that you might be going through, you have no idea what another person is dealing with either. And so there's never room for unkindness. That's not what Jesus would have done when he would go to a market. I'm sure he wouldn't want us to behave in that way. So just remember that when we're out there during the holiday season, to try your very best to be decent to people. You know, when Jesus encountered people, he treated them with respect and with kindness. And I think that's how we ought to treat our fellow man. That golden rule that everybody quotes, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you," half the world doesn't realize that comes from the Bible itself. That's what Jesus wants us to do. And as this man left with this terrible look on his face, he was clearly angry. And I hope that whatever was going on in his life, maybe that was just the last straw for him, or he was having a bad day, I don't know. But I hope whatever it was, that he could get over that and he could get through that. Because nobody enjoys the holiday season when they have a bad attitude. Merry Christmas. I know that's coming up soon. But that's what I told the young lady as I left the store. And she seemed to brighten a little bit, and the whole atmosphere was a lot better. That's what we ought to do, folks, is be seekers out there in the world of times that we can let the glory of Christ shine and the kindness of Jesus show. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Be kind to each other, even when you're buying Red Hots.